keeping track of according to reports on TLC and other media outlets. Jill Duggar and Derick Dillard, who are among the most talked about couples. The internet went into a frenzy 2 days ago when the Duggar family officially finished their divorce in court. Derick Dillard was reportedly sentenced by the court to pay Jill a whopping $400 million, according to reports. Given the large quantity of money at stake and the couple's extensive history of marital problems, this rumored breakup is among the most talked about stories in the reality TV industry. The shocking breakup of one of the most popular couples on reality TV sent fans into a frenzy, with online debates making news and supporters furious. At first glance, the relationship between Jill Duggar and Derick Dillard, who were filmed by TLC, appeared to be a wonderful match. There are 2 daughters in the big Duggar family, and Jill is the second. She was well known for the virtues of faith, generosity, and traditional values that her family had inculcated in her. The deeply religious missionary Derick seemed like the perfect fit to her. Millions of people watched their 2014 wedding, which was a joyous occasion honoring their innocence and faith, on television. Watching what seemed like an enduring love tale, they were captivated. Underneath the perfect TV shows, though, problems started to surface. As their friendship grew, minor disagreements arose. The cameras could only capture a limited picture of the differences between them in terms of their autonomy, expectations, and beliefs. The pair started to break away from the strict Duggar family rules and their responsibilities to the reality show as the years went by. Their 2017 choice to leave Counting On was the initial stride toward liberation. It was said that Jill and Derick had a falling out with TLC over creative and ethical concerns, as well as with her father, Jim Bob Duggar, over pay and power. Derick was quite outspoken about his discontent, accusing them of unfair treatment and claiming that their company was hurt by hidden financial deals. Jill, on the other hand, tried to escape her family's influence while delicately supporting her husband. By stepping out of the limelight, they started a fresh chapter in their lives. As Derick and Jill began to live their lives honestly, they shared glimpses of their journey on social media. There were a lot of shocked, loyal Duggar fans when Jill talked about changing her beliefs, getting treatment, and setting boundaries for herself. On the other hand, Derick planned to become a lawyer and so enrolled in law school. As a couple attempting to mend their relationship after fleeing the clutches of celebrity, they took on a new light in the public eye. On the flip side, fans started to feel more and more nervous. It was noticed by several that Jill's once brilliant social media posts would sometimes include indications of sadness or fatigue. In his posts, Derick would sometimes take a defensive stance when confronted with those who disliked him. The seeming stability began to erode, leading to accusations of emotional distance and problems between the couple. Financial problems were a major factor in the rumored breakup of their marriage, which began months before the purported divorce. The fact that Derick had to fight TLC for unpaid compensation merely added stress to his life. Reportedly, Jill struggled to be a good mother and emotionally heal while also trying to keep the peace with her family and support her husband. Suddenly, shocking news broke. Myth has it that the couple formalized their divorce 2 days ago in a court in Arkansas, with Jill allegedly obtaining a large $400 million payout. The figure appeared surreal, as if it were not real. But others on the internet took to it immediately. On X, which was once on Facebook and Twitter, users published screenshots of court paperwork that they said proved the verdict was real. Soon after its publication, the story went viral. As terms like #JilligerDivorce and #400 million settlement started to trend, the concept was further popularized by websites that cover entertainment news. Reality TV rumor YouTube channels have posted extensive videos detailing every single interview and social media hint. Additionally, TikTok users took part, with some guessing that they hadn't told anyone for months that they were splitting up. 2 factions of supporters exist. A small number were overjoyed by Jill's asserted triumph, albeit its probabilities were cast into doubt by others. $400 million? To paraphrase an internet commenter, that's more money than most famous people make. I hope it's true. If so, she should be proud. Despite the story's embellishment, some said it showed Jill's final emancipation after years of public supervision and scrutiny. Even though there was a lot of noise, Derick and Jill said nothing. Everything went dark on Jill's Instagram, where she usually posted family photos and thought pieces about faith. Another thing that went missing was Derick's social media account. It was full of comments regarding faith and the law. The lack of an official statement fueled more speculation. Some of the person's fans thought their quiet proved the allegation was genuine, while others said it showed they didn't want to cause a big scandal. Major news agencies such as The Sun, Radar Online, and ET reportedly asked for and did not receive any clarification. Unnamed sources said that Jill had petitioned for a divorce months before, and Derick was surprised by the court's decision. In the middle of all the chaos, people started to pay attention to Jill's emotional journey. She became an icon of strength and defiance as the first Duggar daughter to openly question the rigid conventions of her family. She exemplified self-determination from the start since she was honest about therapy and setting boundaries. Many saw the purported divorce as a sign of independence, even if it was false. Derick's reputation suffered during the time. Critics brought out his vocal political views in public fights with TLC, bringing up his contentious background. People on the internet attacked him for being overbearing and stubborn, while they lauded Jill for enduring her childhood and marriage. Nobody spoke from the rest of the Duggar clan. Everyone else in Jill's family, including Michelle, Jim, and Bob, kept quiet. As fans speculated about whether the family was covering up the issue or attempting to downplay its significance, their suspicions were further stoked. Within 2 days, news of the alleged split had spread over the internet. Creators on TikTok constantly brought up the Duggar family's issues, and YouTube's algorithms made their videos more popular. Memes compared the deal to high-profile divorces in movies, caused a ruckus in popular culture. Instead of being just a gossip about some famous person, it is a proclamation of liberation, strength, and metamorphosis. The Dillard divorce was widely thought to be more than just rumors, demonstrated how challenging it is to break free of conservative influences and rediscover one's individuality in a critical, contemporary setting. Poetic justice and a triumph for women who dared to fight patriarchal norms were seen in Jill's seeming court success. However, the storyline started to degrade after a while. Vlog authors, who have a following, and investigative journalists began to delve more into the allegations. There were no court documents in Arkansas that dealt with Derick or Jill. No official records backed up the purported settlement, and there was no mention of the matter in any public databases. By the third day, some reputable news outlets had begun to disavow their earlier coverage, saying the story lacked evidence. It was described by fact-checking websites as a viral hoax, with a likely source being an unsubstantiated gossip blog that inflated prior accusations. Unfortunately, by that time, it was already too late to do anything differently. The tale has already gotten a lot of attention because thousands of people shared it on different sites. Even after the news broke, Jill and Derick remained together, focusing on their family, according to credible sources. They were allegedly sick of being seen by the public and opted to stay mute to stop the stories from spreading. What started out as a controversy has now become a paradigmatic case of modern deception. This shows how quickly misinformation can spread in this age of viral media. The event as a whole showcased the unwavering fascination with the Duggar family. People are still curious about their way of life, even after counting on ended. Specifically, Jill remains a topic of both praise and criticism. A courageous woman, she faced the story that had molded her into who she is now. After days of going viral, the story of Derick and Jill Duggar Dillard's purported $400 million divorce was shown to be a web of elaborate lies and speculation. The assertion regarding a court verdict and harsh penalties was incorrect, but its effect on people's emotions showed something real. The ever-present need for stories of bravery, independence, and rebellion against oppression. It was a good reminder to reality TV watchers that the truth is seldom as black and white as it is on TV or in internet forums. Despite the fact that the claim turned out to be false, its impact could not be denied. Raised outmoded assertions about the Duggars' fame, religion, and the high price of internet fame. Rumors about Derick and Jill Duggar Dillard's personal lives continued to swirl. Waves of astonishment, bewilderment, and a significant question dominated every debate following the initial news about their reported $400 million divorce, which went viral online. So, what happened? The rumor appeared to be too fantastical to be true at first. In reality television, where fame and personal sorrow coexist and when people's lives are turned into public spectacles, the lines between fact and fiction blur in surprising ways. Just hearing the name Duggar gets folks interested. Their TLC program may be off the air, but millions of fans still tune in to see what the family gets up to. Speculation that Jill and Derick were planning to end their relationship was accurate. A $400 million punishment was allegedly ordered on Derick Dillard in the divorce, which sounded like a scene from a Hollywood film. There were those who were shocked by the figure and its significance. Many saw the amount as a sign of emotional debt. Leaving her family's shadow behind, Jill faced years of pressure, repression, and strife. The story's publication sent shockwaves through the web. Discussions on Twitter analyzed every possible clue. Community members on Reddit assembled a list of every marriage that Jill and Derick had, while video editors on YouTube made hour-long documentaries full of speculation and theory. Because of the strong feelings associated with the Duggars, a lot of people were interested in the idea. Some of Jill's fans went so far as to make digital artwork portraying her as a phoenix emerging from the ashes in celebration of her alleged emancipation. But amid all this mayhem, life was considerably less glamorous. Rumor has it that Derick and Jill viewed the rumor in private and were very disappointed. Tragically, the couple's pals took to the internet to express their sorrow. Reason being, it brought up painful memories of their own struggles and triumphs, not because it was true. Jill had fought for years to reclaim her individuality after being identified with one of America's most famous families for decades. In her memoir and in interviews, she has opened up about her personal demons, her family problems, and her emotional battles. Because of the made-up divorce story, she might have lost the serenity she had fought so hard to recover. In spite of the myth's quick internet spread, Jill and Derick's real lives in Arkansas continued mostly as usual. They were most concerned about their children, their religion, and Derick's job as a lawyer. Friends said they avoided the internet frenzy that surrounded their identities at all costs, preferring instead to spend quiet evenings at home. But for a short while, everything changed as rumors about the astronomical court fine spread. The next day, reporters tried to gather more information about the alleged case by calling the local courtroom. Vloggers emailed public records offices seeking divorce papers that were not in their possession. Some even made up comments to say that certain people with connections to the Dillard family had lied. In response to the false story's meteoric rise in popularity, financial experts flocked to online forums to speculate on the possible causes of the massive settlement.